Good morning, my darlings. So I'm very happy to come back to you, but as always, I find it difficult because I had that 10 days with my daughter and my grandchildren that I've been waiting for so very long. Been preparing my little home, waiting for the children to at last see where their Gaga lives. That's what they call me, Gaga, which in French means crazy. Gaga is that energy of Pluto. Very much the energy of Pluto in Capricorn, which is, you know, everything that's going on right now. We've got Catherine in hospital for her abdominal pain, which is all about the ABBA. We'll get to that, and you know, the sun has just moved into Capricorn on the 20th. So I'm jumping around already, but yeah, basically I had a wonderful time with my daughter, but that pain when she left. Thank goodness that you have kept me really busy with readings, because I just did not have time to feel sad. You know, I just have to keep going, have to keep being on top. And thanks to all the readings that you have come in with, it's great with the offer I did. So it's been quite exciting as well, because you have been booking readings which you don't normally book. So I've had, you know, people coming in for asteroids. Let me show you. So just coming to my site. So, you know, a lot of people don't ever book. These are all to give you ideas of things that I can do, you know, that you can do. So people have been booking asteroid goddesses, Black Moon, Lilith and Juno, psychic readings. So basically, and I've just added one as well, because the idea is that you can tailor-make whatever kind of reading you want, because whatever you ask for, I'm going to do. That is something I added a little while back. That is a shorter version of my natal readings. My natal readings are a very good 2 hours. Last week I did a couple for people, 3 hours. I then spend 2 hours doing, I'd still do feedbacks for everybody, written feedbacks. I cannot stop. For me, that is in the wholeness of that service. And I don't do feedbacks for any other readings but natal. But all natal readings, you get a written feedback, and you also get a little picture of your chakra system. And, you know, I put all the elements and the signs. It's all in symbols. I do your magic circle as well. So if you are a sun in Pisces, the magic circle is going to be all the water signs you may have. So sun will be in Pisces, and then I've got, and then if you had other signs in Cancer or Scorpio, that is your magic circle, your water elements. So what did I add? I added yesterday the departure chart. Where is it? Special occasions and departure charts. Right, yeah. So this is what I was explaining when, you know, if you have a loved one that's parted, I will look at your chart, the chart of your loved one that has parted, and what was going on at that moment that the person parted, and also at that funeral date, because there's often a lot of messages that the people want to show you. There's always, this is very symbolic, the day that they leave. And you can do the same thing for any special occasion, if you're planning in the future for a wedding, or, you know, any event that you want to look into. So I added that because I always say to you, you can make up your own readings, but I just thought I'll write that out to explain. So I'm very grateful for all these new readings coming in, and that's kept me very busy. And now I have I moved somebody to tomorrow so that I can really have that space that I need when I make a video for myself. I don't have the same drama when I'm making videos for you because it's simple. I just have to focus on you. But when I want to bring you all the information that I'm watching and seeing and feeling, that's more difficult for me because, you know, I am one of those highly inner world people and I feel it all, and bringing it out is always a big thing. That's why making my posts on Facebook is really good for me, because it just enables me to bring it out on the instant when I'm seeing it, and then I can gather all that, and that's what I'm doing in my newsletters. So here is the video to see what has been going on since the last video I did, which was just before my daughter came, around the 4th of January. So I'm not sure if you are feeling how I am feeling. I arrived to live in this part of France as a hermit 12 years ago. In 2012, I arrived for the London Olympics in the massive house that I bought. You know, I mean, I just look back and think what on earth was going on in my head, but you know, it was 4 or 5 properties, all in one. It was with its own woods, land, swimming pool. And I just thought, I just sold my flat in Paris, went there and spent 3 years serving the walkers. And I arrived for the opening of the Paris Olympics. And I remember that first day that the owners, I lived with the owners for 1 month, and that first day that they left me alone, and it was a full house of the private jeep, the walkers, and it was the opening of the Olympics, and I felt unconscious. It was like a force was just pushing me to the floor, and I just managed to hold myself, but I still opened my head and was unconscious, and that was very much the beginning of what I have been living here in the Gers for the past 12 years. So I'm feeling, you know, that I'm really out the other side. We've really had that time from 2012 to now. We had the 2020 Great Conjunction on the winter solstice. You know, that couldn't be more incredible, of Saturn and Jupiter. Jupiter, the ruler of the flesh, of the mutable cross, king, the empire of the sun. We're now ending his age in Pisces, and we have right now, we've just had on the 3rd of January, as I said in my last video, Pluto re-entered Capricorn for 20 years. He entered on the 3rd of the 1st of the 3rd, 13, the 1st of March, and then again on the 3rd of January, 3-1. So that energy of Pluto entering Earth. So this is why you've got Catherine the Great becoming ill. Remember, she came out as in RoseMarys Babies with the same dress as Mia Farrow in that film, Rosemary Babies. She is officially opening the Rosemary Babies came out the year I was born, 1968. That was to herald the beginning of Pluto in Virgo, which they knew would be the rising of this great woman, these great women now, Catherine, the Russia land, the bear, this is this female. We've got Uranus about to enter Taurus. We've got Neptune in Pisces for 15 years. Uranus is about to go on the Pierre, on the ABI Pierre. That's why I've been telling you about the book that was written in my village, ABBA Pierre. It's the Alpha, Beta, Alpha, Omega, closing at the AB. So, this is where I live, the 5-pointed star, Enyon, that book, ABBA Pierre, William J. Hudson, that I've been showing you. So this book, ABBA Pierre, was written in exactly 100 years ago, in 1924. So the opening of 2024, Kate has got Abdicate's well, I can't pronounce it because I'm thinking of the Abominable Snowman. Oh look, they're giving you again absurdie après une abominable. Oh my god, they even used all the words that I've been saying. Kate Miller stunned after abominable accusation plan to counter. Oh, okay. Well, that's just showing us the AB again. I've been thinking of the Abominable Snowman. You know, this is bringing in this, trying to bring in the wrong energy of this Ice Queen. So we've got Abominable. I saw the film Frozen for the first time. So no, we want Kate's abdominal, recovering after abdominal surgery. So it's the AbFab. We've got ABBA out. AbFab was all about the Pluto in Leo parents, Patsy and Adina, and that very square social, the daughter, the Virgo in Pluto. So she was the young mother. Otherwise, normally you jump generations because you don't normally have your children. If you have your children older, you might not get just Pluto to Leo Virgos right next to one another. I have my son, I'm born in 68, and my son is born in 86. So he just had Pluto in Virgo. So we don't want images, we want all. So Kate Middleton, abdominal surgery and recovery. So she has gone straight away, the opening of 2024, and she came. Okay, normally I show you my posts after looking at the sky, but because I started talking about this. So I wrote this 3 days ago. Catherine the Great, the motherland, when the new Putin whore eyes on, and the UK reindeer meet. So right at that moment, as the sun was leaving Sagittarius, Rudolph Steiner, the red-nosed reindeer, UK rain, and the Putin, Ukraine, Putin, the Russian, the Empire, the UK rain, the Empire, and the true motherland, this passage. So again, you know, going from that expansion, empire, Jupiter, to the government, to the control, to the Capricorn energy. When Pluto entered Virgo, so Rosemary Baby 1968, when Pluto entered Virgo, and now Pluto enters Earth, Mother again, Capricorn. The Abominable ABdomimal ABI ABI API PB 6996. That's you. It's your Paddington Bear. It's the lead element. So from, you know, to go from lead to gold, we've got Uranus on Algol. It is the Pierre. So I've been telling you, it's the stone. So, you know, this is why I get frustrated always, because I see these things happening and I know that you're not going to join the dots of everything I've been saying. That's why I've been telling you about this book, Abbe Pierre. They came to my house, to where I live. Kate and William came just before the eclipses in 2016. 2016 is 21/6, the summer solstice. Taurus is now the first sign of the fixed cross after the closing of the giant umbrella, which is the wheel. We're closing the front newspapers of the French newspaper yesterday. Look, you've got the shop Super U. Super U. Super U. So this up. Superior. Okay, so this is the front use pay. You see there's the van, a white van with U location. That is the great eclipse. The U is the umbrella. It's the umbrella of the eclipse that we see when we look at the great eclipses. So here, these are the eclipses. This is this 25th of March. Penumbral, it's always, but that is the lunar eclipse, and then we've got the great solar eclipse on the 8th of April. Let's go. So this is always the umbra, the umbrella, the umba, the umba, the super U. So this is the super U. And that's why we've got this super U van, and this is a case that of the killing of 4 people, and the case is being opened right now. Okay, so back to this post. Snowman, Abominable, Virgo rules the gut and the fallopian tubes, Cancer, Mother rules the stomach and womb, Capricorn is opposite Cancer. Cancer and Catherine has sun exactly where Pluto's sun sits now, conjunct in Sagittarius, Capricorn, merging of the B13 yellow Asia. So red and white is America and Europe, and we're now coming into that black yellow, the B, that B. Sagittarius is yellow, Capricorn is black. You wait, you'll see her chart. Her chart is exactly where the sun was. She has her sun just at the end of Sagittarius. She's all Capricorn and Sagittarius energy, and she has got, she's so, you know, on mainstream, they're about to have this full moon in Gemini, but for us, it's Cancer, Capricorn, and for mainstream, is it Leo for mainstream? And we'll see that afterwards. So Cancer and Catherine has exactly where Pluto sit now, conjunct in Sagittarius, Capricorn, merging on the B13, yellow Asia, fire, black Africa, earth. Red America, white Europe, birth the Lion King. Kate Willie came to where I live, 2016, 216, summer solstice, next door to open the well of the dragon. They went to the chateau next to me, Puy d'Agen, which is called in Puy d'Agen, which is the well of the dagger. Daguin is a type of stag. It's a young stag, but it's also a play on dragon. We're coming into this year, it's the year of the dragon. It's the closing of the wheel. Taurus about to enter, Uranus about to enter Taurus, right on that algal passage like we had in 1940. So Israel was created the last time that Uranus was in Taurus. Israel is just the right left side, and creating that inner light, that spirit within the L. Electricity, when actually the true energy is the magnetic energy, and that is coming from the outer planets in these feminine signs. Yeah, it's a play. L is a woman in French. It's L. It's the light. When electricity is nothing without that magnetic. And we're coming into very strong magnetic powers and energies now with those outer planets all in earth and water. And the Lion Gate. So they went to the Lion Gates in IshA. So this is the big story going on now, which I've just posted on my front page of Facebook to show you. I've just, I'll show you afterwards, but it's, the big story going on here has been for the fight for the castle, the home of the birthplace of D'Artagnan, next to where I am. So private or public, a private owner who owns the big supermarkets in France. So it's all about food. Auchan, which is a play on the capital of where I live. Auch. Oh, that sound is water. Water, on, feminine, on, Auch, on. So they came to open the Lion Gates, Kate and Willie, in 2016 in Auch at the same time, right on this 20th of January, after 7 years of fighting for this chateau between public ownership and private ownership. They wanted to make into a museum for the people, and the private owner, the PDG, the CEO of this food shop, Auchan in France, has just bought the chateau. So it's all symbolic. It's all about, are we going to rise the rebels, the Robin de Bois, the caped heroes, the Zorros, the Batman and Robin, Sagittarius, Gemini, Merlin and Arthur, or do we come to that center line, Capricorn, Cancer, authority, mind over matter, authority over self, the self-governance, isolated power. This is what this next month's energies are. Last time we spoke, we had a new moon in Sagittarius. We're still under that energy. We're going to have a new moon coming up in Capricorn on the 9th of February. And first, we've got this Cancer Capricorn full moon coming in now, 25th, or the 23rd now as I speak. So, and the Lion Gates, Auchan-Aignan, direct line to North Star, home of D'Artagnan and Labyrinthe Closure, where Abby Pierre book written in 1924, 100 years later. Saint-Martin killed Saint-Saturnin, behind a bull, my dog Appy killed 2019, which is the same as 2016. The opening of COVID, my dog was killed just after the collapse of Notre Dame. Ishtar Day. So I'm writing all this, and then there's just been this storm in England. Do you get it? It's the Babylonian gates. It's Ishtar. It's inNana. The nanny goat is Capricorn. Mars was on the bullseye Aldebaran for the death of my dog, for the Easter Day 2019, to herald the API, the flesh, the ABBA, the abs, the abominable, the abdominal, the abs, abdominal, the AB, which is the BP, BP is the same as the P. It's the PPBB, Paddington Bear, the Great Mother, Ursula Minor and Major, the Polaris, the North Polaris, where I live, is a direct line to the North Polaris. So that's why the book was written here. That's why they came here. They went to the chateau next to me, which is owned by an RG English guy, Richard Green, and on my left there's another RG. I've got the vortex right here. And we're coming out. I've been here for this period, for this passage, to help keep the balance, as all of us, wherever we are in the world, are doing the same thing unconsciously. You could find all these same stories I talk about wherever you live. There'll be the same kind of thing going on. It's just that I've switched on to seeing it from where I am. Saint Martin kills Saint Saturnin behind a bull. So this is all it's what I keep trying to explain to you through my videos all these years. So yeah, my dog was killed just as 8 bulls killed to make the 5-pointed star Ishtar Babylonian gates. And this was before I knew that there's the storm that's just come in, IshA, Ishtar. So somebody posted, we have a look at these pictures, the red, white, Diana, Taurus, the moon goddess, and Catherine, Capricorn, the great mother, the hag. And they're bringing in the Virgo generations. It's almost, Virgo's being made, the twin boys, Gemini, are being made into into, you know, the Virgo energy. The two, Virgo and Gemini, ruled by Mercury, are becoming one. So this is her chart. She's got Sun in Sagittarius, she's got Venus and Mercury in Capricorn, and the Sun was right here. It's right here for all this going on, conjunct Pluto. Pluto's right here just in Capricorn, her Sun's here, and then the Sun has just moved in to Capricorn. So she's got the twins, she's got her moon in the twins, and she's got her Saturn in Virgo, Mars in Virgo, Jupiter in Libra, Uranus in Scorpio. So Uranus is now there. She's got her key right where Uranus and the Jupiter conjunction. She's got her Chiron right where we've got this Jupiter Uranus conjunction coming up. And this is going to be, as Uranus spends 7 years in Taurus, this is activating all you guys with Uranus in Scorpio. So Uranus is exalted in Scorpio, but in detriment in Taurus. So the next 7 years is going to be just like in World War II, food shortages, dealing with home, rural and urban. That's why we've got the agricultures, the farmers blocking all the roads on the A64. When I am 64, I am Aries. 64 is that passage on Algol right here between Aries and Taurus. The stone, the Pierre Abbé. So that's interesting. She's got Uranus right. She has got. So her opposition will be when Uranus is coming up over here, and it's all in her 10th house. This is the 10th house, that is her Capricorn energy. 4th house, public realm, 10th house, private, 4th house. And that is what's in the front covers today as the case is closed of D'Artagnan's chateau. It went to a private owner, Cancer, and not to a public owner, Capricorn. So, Kali, destruction, Cancer, energy, where the full moon is going to be in Cancer, when it should be you taking on your government energy up here. So, Catherine's natal chart, she has Mars in Virgo, abdominal gut, yeah, exactly, and Saturn in Virgo too. That is the gut. So she's got this square Pluto right here, making to her gut Saturn. There was the young girl Grace where I live that had all her intestines blocked, wearing the masks during COVID, and I had a look at her chart, and she had Saturn in Virgo. So it's your intestines, it's your gut, Virgo. She's got conjunction with Pluto. We would have to look on Stellarium. Maybe Catherine she's just opening the generation of Pluto in Libra. I've always said they want to jump a generation and go straight to these girls being heralding in. That's what all Instagram was, all the narcissism energy of Pluto in Libra, when we should be dealing now with the Pluto and Virgo generation. So that is a real attack, just like in RoseMarys baby, that stomach, the fertility. This is to take away the fertility. If we jump to Capricorn, Capricorn is not the mother, she's the old lady, the power, bringing in that power of the old lady and just making the mother, taking away the womb. So there is that image. I mean, exactly the same dress. I don't know what I just fell on. There's some Apex app Pierre, ABBA. I mean, you go look up AB. There is so much Alpha, Omega, AB, net lingo, the internal diction. What does AB mean in slang? Arse backwards or R bless, online jargon. What is the full form? So you can really, what does abs in the body? What does AB mean in Latin? Word forming element meaning away from, off, down, denoting disjunction, separation, departure. ABBA. Bachelor of Arts, AB, Bachelor, okay, yeah, AB. So there's so much that you can see. So I just noticed somebody posted at an ABBA, got the BB, that is exactly Pluto entered Capricorn on the 1st of March, 1313, and it entered Capricorn on the 3131. It's the BB. 3113, 1313 is MM. AA is Aquarius. AA is 1111, the 11th house. And BB is either 22, which is the V for victory, the V, or BB, the 1313. The second house is Taurus, 22. Second house Taurus, or the twins, 22. ABI Pierre, that book. And there we had on the 20th of January, Pluto conjunct to the Sun as the Sun entered Capricorn, and API, the bull gods. That is the chart of the 9th of January, the date of birth of Catherine. And that's the 20th. We've got Venus, Mercury, Mars in Sagittarius, and the Sun just conjunct Pluto in Capricorn. So let's just have a look. This is right now, today. So we've got Venus right on the dart of D'Artagnan, Venus. And we've got the news this morning. I just posted this. The news this morning on the dart of D'Artagnan. Gers, clap de fin pour le Château d'Artagnan. So why are they showing it in French? Oh yeah, the local authorities are throwing in the towel in the face of the takeover of the boss of Auchan Retail. So there is the chateau. After the shock passed the calls for a rally, the affair of the sale of the castle, which saw the birth of D'Artagnan in Lupiac, in Gers, has its epilogue. So remember, Lupiac is the festival of Lupercalia. It is Valentine's Day, Valentine Cupid, Sagittarius, Gemini axis from northeast to southwest. If you've been following all my videos, I have been explaining over the years. I lived with my daughter the floods on the 13th of February in New Zealand, where we lost our home. Her house was gone in half an hour. The water was at the roof, and that was at Lions Rock in Pia, Sophia, Libra, Pia, Philosophia, Sophia, Pia. And the storms on the 21st, when I was traveling to England, and the trains, the Channel Tunnel was blocked. The storm that there was going on in England that day was called Pia. Pia storms, to take that axis, the Christmas, D'Artagnan, Father Christmas, Sagittarius, winter, solstice, Sagittarius. So this is happening right now. For several days, the castle has been at the centre of a lively controversy. Long story short, it has been for sale for several years, and two candidates were interested. On one hand, the local communities who wanted to turn it into a museum. So that's the people, the public realm. On the other hand, the boss of Auchan. Donc Auch is the capital of Gers. And I think somebody posted, there's the apple, the API, the frozen apple we've had for that arrival of the sun into Capricorn. We had Jack Frost, so Pierre, Pisces, Paul, Sagittarius, and here's Jack and the Beanstalk, Jack Frost. Beautiful, beautiful frosty day we were given. Okay, so yeah, somebody posted in my comments, because I didn't have time to go and look up. So yeah, everyone's talking about, we're all talking about, I will post this in my newsletter, but very good comments. It's basically about the fertility. So everyone's posting about the Gardasil vaccine, which is, you know, the part of, so yeah, somebody posted, went into Vanity Fair, for such in the case with their most recent voyage, reportedly to France. Initial reports said that Kate had flown with children George and Charlotte into the airport in Pau, Pyrenees earlier this week. Now Wednesday, so somebody found that, but this is what the famous thing I'm talking about, the trip when they came for their holiday in where I live in August to open the lion gates of IshA, which is the capital of Gers. And this was, the group entered the country via private on the 10.5 million plane that belongs to the Duke of Westminster, Britain. So that was the day. This is Pau. This is the, Pau is the North Polaris, the mountain right in front of this little village where I live. The big mountain sits behind. That's what I just showed you, the images of the mountains. So where is Aignan? So here's Aignan. We've got ABBA ABI Bergerelle. So on the summer solstice, the 21st of the 6th, we had that massive storm that I have never been more terrified. I have never known a storm like what we lived. And all my friends in Bergerelle, all the trees, nobody had, they had fire, lightning balls going through their house, and everybody lost all their trees in Bergerelle. So, so if you see, you look, we've got the here, we've got Sabazin, we've got Zion, we've got Eos, so Eos was the last Oz. Here's Oz, the direct line to, so Marciac, Mars. Marciac is where they have the Jazz in Marciac gym, Jupiter, Mercury. All our postcode here is 32. Mine is 32290. That is your CVVC. 3 is the C, and V is 22 or BB. So here's Pau, and here is the Pic de Midi, is directly here. Pic de Midi, where is Pic de Midi exactly? Pic de Midi. So Pic de Midi is right in front of my village, right here. Right here. Okay, so that is what is so important with the ABI, ABBA. It's the AB, it's the abracadabra. It's the beginning and the end, and that is what we see here as we've got Uranus right going from alpha to beta, ab, going from the boss, the alpha boss, to the slave, to the workers, to the rural. So this is what we've got. We've got all the farmers in France. All the farmers in France. So here, just the sun in Sagittarius before entering in a, currently D'Artagnan is being risen, Pierre Paul can spring. So no, I did another post about the A64. All this will go in my newsletter. So Sylvie Guillaume in Tokyo, the 1/1 2016, the bolero, the dance, maybe not put sound, the tarot card, so the Taurus torso flesh takes the somersaults, and the world tarot card is the center, La Marianne. So you have Sylvie Guillaume dancing as the bull on the Empire of the Sun, the red sun in Tokyo, bolero. So yeah, where did I put the A64? Here is the A64. When I am, so the auto root 64, 46 chromosomes, a magical number, X, tribe of Dan, 10 X tribes, plus the twin peaks, Saturn rules Aquarius, Capricorn, Dan, Zad in France, the Gilets jaunes, the Zad. These are the people, these are the betas, the alpha betas. These are the, the workers, the DNA, 13th B, 13 bi, B in French you say bi, which is bipolar is bipolar, bi is pronounced B in French, B. In French, B is B, ABBA, B, but in French, when you say B, which is in English B, it means bi, it means bipolar. So BB is bi, it's 2. B2, BB22. This is the second house, Taurus. 46 chromosomes in a human cell arranged in 23 pairs, X chromosomes. So apparently there's a disease called disease X that has just come out. Dis-ease. I haven't looked into it, but what is it? So yeah, what is this? It's just come out. There's a place, so yeah, I'm not even going to go into it. In February, so the world, in February 2018, of course. So yeah, January 24 with the World Health, so-called is that, okay, give me a break. Okay, so this is just the mutable cross. X chromosome. Humans and many other mammals have one pair of sex chromosomes in each cell. Females have 2 X chromosomes, while males have 1 X and 1 Y chromosome. The chromosome X represents about 5% of a cell's total DNA and likely contains up to 900 genes. So we've got the blockage on the A64. How the farmers want to hold their power. So what is interesting is where they're doing it. So they're doing it, look, right on that X chromosome, or is it the Y, at carbon, at la barre, and again, we've got another super U. Oh no, we've got Auchan, of course. We've got the Auchan supermarket here. So this is the director, D'Artagnan. He's the director of the supermarket. They're controlling the food in France. It's the main food stores are called Carrefour, the Crossroads, Auchan, Intermarché. What else have we got? And Super U. Main ones that just come to my mind right now. So look. When I'm 64, X, Y, when I'm 64, so this is the A64, it goes from the 64th department where they have a Lion's Rock, like where I was in New Zealand. They've got the rock with the Virgin Mary, and it's Biarritz, by a Ritz. 64, and all this is the A64, and the tribe of Dan, DNA, it's the tribes, so the 12 tribes of Israel. We've got IshA, all the tribes, it's just the 12 signs, and the 13th, an unnumbered tribe, Dan, it's the 13th sign. It's the rising in the gap, as I'm always explaining, of between Sagittarius and Scorpio, when Mercury was retrograde over Christmas, over the gap, the Gaza. This is not Gaza. This is not Giza. This is Gaza. This is not gas. This is Gaza. Gas element is Capricorn, where the sun is now. This is your gas, and this is your pyramids of Giza is now aligned, where the true king is Saturn right now. We're bringing up the caped heroes, the rebels, that the Ab energy, Taurus, you know, possessions, what I have, it's, you know, that flesh. So this is really about that passage from can you become spirit again, or are you dominated by what you have, your body, your flesh? So these are the differences between France and England. Rural life in France is completely, you know, there's no luxury out here. We don't have, you know, I see videos of people living the country life in England. The country life in England is very chic. It's totally wild here in France. It's survival of, there's actually a film coming out, I'll show you. Yeah, I'm jumping around, but I have so much to show you, so let's show you. I have opened it for you. I have opened it. So this is a new film just out. So the Parisian that want to buy a house in the countryside, so they fall in love with the beautiful house. They found paradise, and all the prices change as soon as they see it's a Parisian. So, oh no, we live here. So now he puts the prices back. So this is just an example of this rural urban energy. So this is them waking up in the morning with the hunters, which is what I've been telling us, what, you know, the story of my life. They've tried to drive me out, but, you know, I'm too French. I've never lived in England. Like I am part of these people. These people are my friends. I know how to speak to these people. And this is what I've chosen. If I went back to England, where I've never lived, then I wouldn't be able to, well, I just wouldn't be able to live that, although I think because I've just spent the past 12 years adapting to extreme living, and this is what people don't realize. They look at all my pictures and they think everything's lovely, but it's, you know, this is a film of exactly what it's like, and, you know, how I am looked at. And this is Normandy. Normandy's a lot more civilized than where I am. So this is the whole point of the whole D'Artagnan. The whole D'Artagnan thing is that he is the Robin de Bois. He is this 13th sign. So this 13th sign is coming up as pharmaceutical, the green god. That's why I told you my ex-brother-in-law, Dominique Rocheteau, has just brought out his book. Rocheteau is the rock, just like the chateau where they came. Kate, it's called the Rock. It's the Rocky Horror Show. So, you know, he is really, really big stuff in France. He represents, you know, the most pure French person, the French people, that generation of people. And his book, he actually talks, I've seen him being interviewed, he's actually kind of saying he doesn't like football, which is funny because, so he is the green angel. So although he's been targeted to represent the green god coming up now, the green angel, he's actually giving that, you know, the anti. There are a lot more people in France who are anti. They're anti the money. They're anti the privatization. They see through the pharmaceutical. Nobody got the vax here where I live. It's not like in England where people are completely mind controlled. In France, you have the resistance. You've got the resistance. You've got a lot of the real rural energy. The rural energy, that's what I was showing you with Georges Brassens. Brassens, Georges Brassens images. He always has his pipe, Georges Brassens, and then look, Georges Brassens, and look at José Bové. BJ, he also has his pipe. Right, I had to save my dogs. They were running after the postman. That's why normally I always have to be out of my house in the morning to walk the dogs. So I have very big, and I think my dog has hurt himself. I knew it. So let's get back, because I want to get this video done. So you see he's got his peep. We've got it's always the peep. Ceci n'est pas une pipe. Ceci n'est pas une pipe. And what's a peep? In French, it's a blowjob. And a blowjob is your Boaz, Jacqueline, solar, lunar pillars. Ceci n'est pas une pipe. This is not a blowjob. Okay, so it's the pipe. Whoever has the pipe, the peep, the appy, the PP, the pie, the wheel of flesh. So this I'm trying to explain. So this is so big. The ABBA. Now why is the screen so dark? Can you see? We've got Uranus, and we're going to have Jupiter conjunct to Uranus for the eclipses coming up. So we've got the 2 eclipses coming up. So on the 3rd, so the first eclipse coming up is on the 25th of March. So we're going to have the Sun on the North Node, which is in Pisces. And we're going to have the Moon on the South Node in Virgo. So that is going to be our lunar eclipse on the 25th of March. And for that 25th of March, Uranus and Jupiter very close. Uranus is still in Aries, Jupiter, and then for the 8th of April, whiz bang pop, Uranus is going to be still in Aries, Jupiter, and so but very close, still in Aries, alpha energy, alpha closing. Then when they're completely conjunct on the 21st of April, that is still going to be in Aries. So tribe of Dan, 13th, unnumbered tribe. Here is the blockage. Carbon, right on the carbon. Oh, I've had it going all this time. I never know if I turn off or turn on. So carbon element is 6, and we've got right at the carbon, and you saw it is the X. So this is these are the farmers blocking into the Toulouse. So Toulouse is where they've got the new space center. Montauban, all this line that goes straight to the Pyrenees. There's IshA. So IshA is the capital, the gates, the lion gates. X chromosomes, XY, and the block they've got right, and we've got IshA and market carbon. IshA, carbon 6. So this is why up. This is why we've got So here's storm IshA. We'll come to that. Storm IshA. We've looked at that. Right, so this is what? This is from the 19th. Today, the 19th of January, just as the sun moves from Sagittarius to Capricorn, sun conjunct Pluto, sun in Sagittarius before entering Capricorn, and square to Uranus. Yeah, that was what was so enormous about that on the 19th, this passage that we had on the 19th is we had Uranus and Moon conjunct, a half moon conjunct Uranus, so right at that point between the alpha, beta, alpha, omega, and we had Sun conjunct Pluto, making a square. Oops, yeah, Pluto, right, Sun, Pluto conjunct under Altair. You know, this is the phoenix rising as the spirit under the stone. You know, this is so many alchemists see how important this moment is. Can you feel that we're coming out of this? Is what I mean. It's so cleansing, cleaning for those of us. I know a lot of people have had a very hard time over this Christmas, but it's basically to bring you into this whole new existence. This is a whole cycle ending from World War II to, you know, we had the 50s come in the last time that Uranus went through Taurus. And then that was the war with creation of Israel in 1948. And then Uranus entered Gemini. The commerce started again. And then we had, you know, all that Hollywood times when we had Uranus and Pluto together and Leo. So we're going through that cycle, but again, that this time there's the 244-year cycle as well, as Pluto is entering Capricorn. It's a whole new world. And not only that, we're ending the mutable cross passage. Jupiter and Mercury, the bipolar time is over. We're entering this high cardinal and fixed as the summer solstice is now in Taurus, and soon Saturn will claim his true reign, this higher dimension where, you know, all those, so the scare, the fear, the war, all those energies are being heightened as we come to a closure, but we've got to get through this gap period where they're making, you know, these carbon copy people, these carbon copy 6 energy of, you know, those people that fall for the pharmaceutical, live forever, last desire, the last energies of Jupiter. You know, Jupiter's important. Until we're 50, we find our own ideology, our own expansion, our own ideals, our own philosophy of life, our own inner laws. But you're not to become obsessed by it. You know, Saturn, we're back to the Twin Peaks now. So, half moon conjunct in Aries and Uranus retro is huge. Pluto has not been in a feminine earth sign since 1966-86. Pluto has not been in high cardinal Gaza, feminine earth sign since 1776. And Capricorn, Uranus has not been in an earth sign since 1995. So Uranus is moving into Taurus, but was last in Capricorn in 1995, and Uranus enters Taurus June 2024. June 2024, this will activate the Uranus and Scorpio generation, so that's your Catherine. But we don't want to activate the Pluto in Libra generation, which is Catherine's generation. We want the generation before. We want all of you born between 1968 and 86 to rise now. So those born between 82 and 1988 will have their Uranus oppositions, midlife crisis, wake-up call, especially Taurus is food, wealth, values, fertility, money, the mother, just as in World War II, last time Uranus entered Taurus was 1940 to 1948. 1948, Israel was created. Now the cycle of Uranus ends and the new kingdom of God is created. There will be no need of the sun and the moon, for in the kingdom your lamp, your inner lamp will be lit. So this is the I am Aries, the lamp, the lamb, the ramp, the ram. You know, either you create the I am, the alpha, beta within you. It's always a game, an alchemical game. Just as in World War II, last time Uranus entered Taurus was 1900. So yeah, we've read that. Food shortages, civil uprising, society collapse and change. Currently, D'Artagnan is being risen in France, the caped hero. He has no cap. The fake hero, 13th sign, GG, green god gap. We're being pushed to the far right. So we're having a Pierre, Paul, far right push. So the hooded rebels, Gilets jaunes, les insoumis, the ZAD, the tribe of Dan can be provoked. Agent provocateur, the Arthur and Merlin, Cupid and Valentine, Robin and Batman axis before we are flipped to the new fake Napole, Leon, Elon, Jacques, Elon Musketeer can be risen. Pierre, Paul, and Jack. Pierre is the stone and Paul is the pole. It's the same thing as the... Oh, my phone's ringing. Oh. So the orb and spectre. The orb and spectre. The orb and the spectre is the Pierre, Paul, Jacques. Pierre is the stone, the orb, and the Paul is the pole. The spectre and the orb. So this is the Pierre Paul can spring, Robin de Bois. So you have to find that merging as Jesus puts his two fingers together of your Saturn and your Jupiter. That's what the Great Conjunction was all about in 2020 on the winter solstice. If you want to make this passage through, so we've just had on the 19th all this going on. Can you enter the great? Can you enter Capricorn? Are you worthy? Pluto's just entered. The sun is entering. We've got we're going to have the new moon in Capricorn in the 9th of February. We've got the full moon. This is the axis. Public realm, private realm, Cancer, your personal government, and in the Bible, there will be no need. There will be no need of the sun and the moon. And we've got the Paris Olympics. We've got the lamp. We've got the Narnia. We've gone through the gap. But I saw no temple in the city because the Lord God Almighty and the Lamb are its temple. 23. And the city has no need of sun or moon to shine on it because the glory of God illuminates the city. And the lamp is its lamp. BP, PB, ABBA ABI ABBA API. By its light the nations will walk, and into the kings of the earth will bring their glory. That's 1924. That's where we are. So a lot of us have done it. We're walking. We've opened. We've done it. We're here. This is it. So I'm going to put all this, look, you can please just read all that because I haven't got time. It's already an hour now, but you can. So look, what am I showing here? Oops, now lost. Transits the 19th, showing all that going on. And there we had Arthur, the French tennis player in Australia, showing the 6. Carbon, showing the 6, and Kate Middleton hospitalized in the papers. She was a fêté ses 40 ans la semaine, so she's just 40 years old. the four corners. We've got Macron with his anger against the agriculture. So he's got his finger, he's got Jupiter, Saturn, the Sun and Mercury and Mars under his chinny chin. The four corners, celebrating the workers, the minions. This is Taurus. This is the betas, the alpha betas, agricultures, angered, the gilet jaunisation, so yellow, black, Sagittarius, Capricorn, fire, Sagittarius, yellow, black, earth, and then Aries and Taurus, same thing. Aries is yellow, fire, and Taurus is black, earth. And then you've got Virgo next to Leo, the whore of Babylon, Ishtar, she's black, and Leo is yellow. We're going black-yellow now. We're going to the bees, the betas. The betas. We've gone from red and white, air and water, that red and white dress that she wore, the RoseMarys baby, and now we're bringing up the black and yellow. So they show us 41, all for one for all. And instead of being the fifth element, we've got the 13th sign, the bee. Ma mère m'a mis la pression. My mother gave me the pressure. The sea, the mère. M'a mis la pression. The pressure. Retour of the flame. There we've got the Arthur. Showed us the 6. Clichy-sur-Bois. And we've got Dati. Look at this. 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 corners. The 7th corner. So we've got the new minister in France. Tidal anagram, Dati, king of Goyim, possibly a Hittite king. Battle of Siddim. Says, my friend who Abraham makes the enemies flee who hold his nephew. The battle of the Vedas, the war of the 9 kings, or the slaughter of. Yeah, so this is all part of it. You get it. So Dati is the new in France. Dati, France. Rachida Dati, the minister of the culture in France. So she's just come back. She was very much there with Sarkozy, and she's now come back. So she's now come back. So we've also got, so yeah, here, this guy. Attal prepares his big oral with the minister. So we've got the youngest prime minister, Gabrielle. That was the name of the storm when I was in New Zealand for the opening of the Valentine Cupid. 13th of February, Lupercalia Festival was called Storm Gabrielle. So now we've got Gabrielle Attal. So Attal is the surname in France of all the Yves Attal, the big actor in France. So he is the husband of Jane Birkin's daughter there, Yves Attal and Charlotte Gainsbourg. Charlotte. So you can get all these connections. So this guy's got the same surname, and I'll show you my post on him. He became the prime minister for the day that Pluto entered Capricorn. So here's Francois Holland, France and Holland. That is the journey of D'Artagnan from Maastricht in Holland down to Spain, the Jacques Compostelle, through France, Lupercalia. He's kicking to the right. I always play to the right. Pierre, Paul, the stone and the pole so that it can come back. We can bring up Jack, the 13th sign. So Arthur, AC, a kangaroo, and the king was Arthur, 21 years old. So it's your 7 days. Arthur, a showman, is born 5 years after. So again, And there, this is the division, and there is the owner, the person who's bought it, his private project. Private is Cancer, Capricorn is public. So we had on Saturday, we had -3, 36, and on the Sunday we had 111, 777. The Three Musketeers, always one leg under the horizon. You need all for one and one for all to make the 360 wheel, 36. And on that 2024, the 4th of the 12th, when we have Uranus and Jupiter conjunct, and have the Sun and Mercury will be retrograde. Mercury's next retrograde is in April. Until April, we've got on the 27th, just after the full moon, Uranus is going forwards. Uranus moves forwards on the 27th, and then all the planets are going to be moving forward until April. So that's a wonderful big push into this new energy. So let's see that other article. So let's just read this. Somebody posted this morning, and it's perfect for this video. Whoever pulls out this sword, this is what Arthur is all about. There is the diving whale, the whale's tail, the sword in the stone, the Pierre. This is the stone, the Pierre, and the lance, the spectre, and the orb. Whoever pulls out the sword from this stone is the true king. The symbolism. The stone represents matter, yin, the passive principle. The sword represents spirit, yang, the active principle. So there again, you've got your 6996, 6. Either you turn to carbon, 666. 6 times 6 times 6 is the 21st. Of the 6 is 216. If you look at the owner of Auchan, we look at Auchan, I saw this yesterday, Auchan Wikipedia, you will see that they have 216. They've got, it was, yeah, here we go. Creation, July the 6th. So that's 661961 by a German man. I live in the Gers. So he's come to live here in the Gers where I live. It's German. And they have 1969. I saw that the people who work here, they've got the employees. Well, somewhere I saw, so it's 216, again, that play on the 216, but they've got the bird on the A, that's Aquarius, air, the A is 1, so making Alpha Aries into the bird, Mars, when the true AA, IshA, the capital of the Gers is IshA, where the lion gates are. So I'm rushing around, but yeah, that is all. So the yin and the yang, the 69 is also the BP, lead, Paddington Bear. The BP is the apple, the app, the L. That's why in Lupiac they burnt down the 2 corner houses. I've showed you this progression as we're coming to it. It's the back of your brain. It's your medulla, the corners of the skull and bone at the back of your skull. You've got the stone, you've got the 2 corners, and there's the last leg. The last leg. The LL. Right, so it's clear to see how the stone represents matter. It's 3D, solid, inert, heavy matter. The sword represents mind. Logic separates parts from each other like a sword separates parts of a body. The sword of logic allows us to divide good from evil, true from false, and it allows us to know things. The sword is also the cross, the crossroads, the symbol of choice and free will. To grasp the handle is to exercise your choice, to choose to attempt to remove the sword. How many people seeing others fail didn't even try? The sword and the stone represent spirit trapped in matter. It is the human condition, and indeed it's the condition of all life. All life is spirit bound up in a matter body. We are spirit trapped in matter. We're bound here by our emotional attachments to matter and by our sense of self-preservation, which is the survival mind, the reptilian brain. People have forgotten that they're spirits and think they're bodies. Matter is the test of spirits. The essential deception and purpose of the goddess is to entwine spirits in a fine and intricate web of sensations, needs, pleasure and pain, hopes and fears, so they think they actually are matter. It's a powerful and convincing illusion. Our bodies are carefully constructed containers designed to immerse the spirit so completely in the matrix we forget who we are, and that most elegantly and efficiently is also the test we have to pass to leave this place. To win the game, you have to remember where you are and who you are. To gain liberation from the wheel of incarnation, you have to overcome the powerful delusion that is matter. To remove the sword from the stone represents spirit overcomes matter. So this is written by somebody called MM. Always look at who writes things. MM is your Mary Magdalene. It's your magnetic. So somebody has been sharing about something I wrote. She shared this, which is important. So look, I stopped that. You read that again. It's about the XY chromosomes. This was something I posted in a long time ago. I don't know how people find things, but it's all exactly what's going on now. Read that. I can't stop at everything. Join the docs. And then they added the Freemartinism. So somebody posted this, and again, the person who posted that was Morris and James. Look at the people who post things. That's MJJM, Jupiter, Mercury. This is the so big. We're coming to the closure. The closure. Can you find that sword in the stone, that passage? And he wrote sex, X. He's absolutely right. And I posted, yep, Xbox, video games, yep, X-Men, the Seaman, the X-Men, sex magic, yep. All my exes live in Texas, it's the XX, some song, all my exes, and I added yesterday what he wrote. My friend who shared that. Oof. Oh yeah, Sunai. X is tense. When you say disease X, you also say sex. Just like with space X, more often than not, an X name is coined for you to pronounce the word sex. So Sussex, sex. A sect is a sex. Bravo, Lucy. And I added, my friend here lives in Essex country, and I just added eggs, sex, eggs. So this is a very good little person, and somebody's taught, I didn't know who this person was, Dr. Delbert Blair. So we got DB, BD, PD, Delbert, Egbert, Blair. So, you know, these people are always giving messages, but they're all masters. They know the game. There are two suns. We're going into a new sun, the time of the Empire Sun, Jupiter, and we're coming back to Saturn's reign. We're coming back to the true sun. We've got a new sun coming as we come onto the cross of Aquarius. That's what all this new age information, they're not going to give you the astrology. He's talking about a higher magnetic, he's saying that it's not electricity. So he's talking about, you know, space, aliens, we don't want that. But he gives you all that good energy, that good talk. He's talking about the true, he says that there are three, there's magnetism. So, you know, these are all the, org means organic, orgasm. They can travel on the fifth, yeah. So, org in French, and org, call it lunar. And of course from lunar you get the word lunatic. We've got this lunar moon coming. To electrical. Electric is not what you need. And 3 types of energy padded under the sun. Each one will decree what will be born on it, what will happen to it. Or org energy is the highest under the sun. Org means organic, orgasm. So it's all sex magic. Org. To use under a sun. Step down from that is magnetism. 3 forms of north, south and node. So that's what you have always. Now we've got this Capricorn Cancer is that north-south hemisphere of the head, the stone in the head, the spine is the sword. It's the orb and the spectre. It's public-private realm. It's your CC33 vertebrae. This is it. So every time we have an eclipse, it's between the sun and the moon and the node, the north node, that's Rahu Ketu. Rahu Ketu. Why there are 2 suns, new earth, the fate of those who get left behind. The no is where all these wonderful ships operate that people don't believe yet, but we don't want to get into that. That's what I mean. They're all jokers, these people. And the no can go to higher or lower. The magnetism has a higher frequency and a lower frequency. So these goddesses, that's what she was just saying in what I read, the goddess energy, you have the lower and the higher frequency of the goddesses. And that's why we've just had storm Ishtar. Ishtar is inNana. So, you know, all these earth goddesses, it's earth and water energy, Hecate, Diana, Armistice, the virgin, the celibate, the mother and the grandmother. And that gives you the last element, the dark side of the moon. So we're going to have the new moon. We're going to have on the 25th, the full moon. And then the new moon, let's show you on my... Let's show you here. So the new moon, let's see first the wolf moon. So the wolf moon coming up is going to be Jupiter almost coming into a conjunction with Uranus, still retrograde. So very powerful, because then Uranus will move forward. Moon in Cancer, Sun still conjunct Pluto is ginormous energy, making a square to Jupiter almost conjunct Uranus. I mean, give me a break. Can you feel these energies? It's enormous. So South Node is in Virgo, North Node is in Pisces, Jupiter rules Pisces, Mercury rules Virgo, so giving them prominence. Mercury is in Sagittarius, conjunct Mars, and there is another T-square between those north nodes and Mars and Mercury in Sagittarius energy. And then we've got the Capricorn and the high cardinal cross T-square, and then we've got the mutable cross energy square going on here. whereas the ruler of Sagittarius is in high cardinal. And then we've got Arthur and Merlin. And in mainstream will say that this full moon is in Aquarius. They'll say it's in Leo. They'll say the moon, let's see, full moon in Leo. That's what they'll be saying. Full moon in Leo. So Lion Gates, Ishtar. The wolf moon in Leo is here. So that's your Ishtar gates on mainstream astrology. Mainstream astrology. Mainstream astrology have got that going on in Leo. So that's why IshA, that storm, and that is going to take, just as Cancer on the true, it's about Kali Cancer, and on mainstream astrology, they're bringing in Leo. So again, in the city, there will be no need of the sun rules Leo, the moon rules Cancer, for the true kingdom. The true kingdom of God is when you can see the true astrology, Saturn in Aquarius. There really is the division of those still here in the lower belt. They haven't merged their moon and their sun to open the gateway into the Twin Peaks. Okay, so that is our full moon. That's our full moon. And then we've got the new moon. We've got new moon on the 9th of February. So 9th of February, new moon, Jupiter, Uranus coming closer, but still not. So this is the sun and the moon conjunct. So that opens the new energy, Capricorn, for the month. We end the Sagittarius month, new moon energy. And at that moment, the 9th of February, got a 29, that is the cycle of Saturn, 29 and a half. So look at this, we've got Pluto, we've got Mars still in Sagittarius, Venus still in Sagittarius, and the moon on the fishtail. So interesting because it's on the tail. And that is the ability to get over that material, ruthless energy of Capricorn and to melt the waters of her peak and to find, she's the fish goat. She's the fish goat. She's the nanny goat. So it's on the tail, but this will be in, they're bringing mainstream is bringing up Merlin, the merlion, the half lion fish that we see in Singapore. Merlion rules this new passage as the sun on the summer solstice is just between now Gemini and Taurus on the wand of the merlion, opposite our 13th sign, bringing up the pharmaceutical green gods. So again, very much this absolute end of the empire and the true Saturn at home, the true Twin Peaks. You must go and watch the last video I did talking a lot about that Yankee Doodle, just what it is for Pluto to enter Capricorn. Okay, a quick look at the two eclipses coming up. So the lunar eclipse on the 25th of March. All the planets, just Pluto in Capricorn, but then it's going to be all, so this is exactly my chart. I only have all my planets in this area opposing Pluto and Uranus between Virgo and Leo, and I have Jupiter, Pluto, Uranus, Jupiter here. So I wonder, I'm always thinking, am I going to pop off somewhere? Is it my pop time? And we've got the lunar eclipse and then this big solar eclipse. Look at that, same thing. Same thing again. That is exactly my chart. Well, I do think I am feeling, you know, we all have those cycles of the north-south nodes. Anybody born like me, 68, those 3 years of the north, the 18 months of the north node, I have north node in Pisces. A lot of you born in 1968, 69, so I think more are going to have north node too. So we're having closure. My divorce, came out of my divorce in 2007, so that was the last time, and I've now lived these 18 years of life on my own. So it's another chapter. I was married for 18 years and then that 18 years alone, and now a new chapter's beginning for all of us with that north node. And that's what the eclipses are. The north node conjunct to the sun or moon. Also, that's the solar eclipse, and lunar node is when the moon is opposite, as we just saw. That's lunar eclipse. No, that's the new moon. Lunar eclipse is when the moon is opposite the sun. So we're going to have a finger of God pointing to the south node when we should be coming into this north node, spirits, flesh, chaos, matter, order. Okay. So we look at 2 more posts and then we end. So this was Pluto entered Nanny Goat, Sun conjunct Pluto in Capricorn today, the 21st. Moon on Aldebaran, Taurus, Venus the ruler in Sagittarius with Mars, Mercury and Jupiter. Ruler in Aries, the Jupiter is in Aries, the ruler of Sagittarius. The ram with Uranus moving. IshA meaning one who protects, the ruling goddess, the ruler, life. IshA is a gender-neutral name of Hindu origin meaning one who protects. The name comes from the Sanskrit word that means the ruling goddess or the ruler. IshA means night prayer. IshA is synonymous from Ish. So this is, again, British, Yiddish, all the Yiddish, the Orthodox. This new Prime Minister is Orthodox, British. Comes from this word IshA, Ish, which means the invisible power that governs the universe, God. So this is the Jupiter energy. You've got to find the right energy, the mutable cross, the empire, the British, or you find this, you know, the Yiddish people, the Orthodox, they worship Saturn. So it's finding the right governance, the personal right governance within you. Ishtar is a Mesopotamian religion, goddess of war and sexual love. Ishtar is considered a member of the special class of Mesopotamian gods called Anunnaki. Sumerian, inNana, the spirit possession, and the goddess Ishtar in ancient Mesopotamia. Ishtar is the Akkadian counterpart of the West Semitic goddess Ashtart, inNana, an important goddess. So I have read that, I'm not going to read it all, as goddess of Venus. So this is the closing of the cycle as well, 2016 to 24, 16 is 8 years. Kate came here 8 years ago. My village is the 5-pointed star, which is the 8-year cycle of Venus closing from when they came here. They opened the lion gates and they're closing the lion gates. Now, in Oush, all this Oush going on, Ouchan, the director has just bought the Chateau of D'Artagnan. Can you get how big this is? I've been telling you about the book, ABBA Pierre. It's the stone in your head. It's the Arthur and Merlin. So you either remain in the flesh, Batman and Robin, Arthur and Merlin, or you find Saturn's governance. You have to find that balance. So the storm IshA, What did Angie write? I didn't see it. Okay. So we had Jupiter, right, you know, in Aries. It's on the eye of Cetus. The moon was on Aldebaran. There's your nanny, Nana, coming in. The fish goat. And the moon was on Aldebaran, which is very much Uranus entering Taurus, and Sun and Pluto. Pluto enters inNana, the lion gates. So somebody posted that. That is the egg, the A-lion. It's been seen in the sky. There she is, inNana. When I bought this house here, I had that dream of me holding the two snakes. In 2019, when all this happened, I had like the dragon owls. The most outrageous owl noises going on in my attic. So moon was on Aldebaran, gates of Ishtar, and there we've got storm IshA. So you can read all that, and then we've got about Atal. I will be putting all this into my newsletter. Andrew Cross, a few months after the meeting of this. So again, this is just again showing you I've spoken about him. Andrew Cross, it's about the cross, St. Andrew's cross. He created from electricity these spiders. We're leaving the mutable cross. We're coming onto now in the D'Artagnan, the Maltese cross is the merging of fixed and cardinal, just as we saw for the great conjunction of 2020, Jupiter and Saturn conjunct. We had the Star of Bethlehem. We're already there. So there's Andrew, and he's got the cross, St. Andrew's Cross, Scotland. And this is, somebody drew this of Sarah Ferguson and Andrew on the cross as the thieves. Spider-Man, and there you've got that merging of the cross. The lion, we're at the lion gates at the Andrew's Cross. That's why IshA is so important where I am. And they put D'Artagnan, they put up the Joker in that gap. Spider. So the spider is who? It's Ishtar. It's Ishtar. It's Ishtar. Okay, so that was my last newsletter on the 4th of January. Pluto arrived in Capricorn, Mountain, Nanny Goat, Le Chèvre. So yeah, this is the French actor who was in the film The Goat, Le Chèvre de Monsieur Seguin. And so we've got death in the Pyrenees of an abbé. He was an abbé, Benjamin Arnault. So we're going from AB, alpha, beta, to beta A. And he was killed by his girlfriend at 33 years old. And the rugby ball are the two shapes of the ball, the ball. You've got the tropical and sidereal astrology, the different measuring of the sun, of the, the Earth's journey around the sun. You're either reading it on the fixed points, or you're using the north-south, which makes the oval egg. So I explain that. JB, Jose Bove, Boaz, Jacking Pillars, and Venus, the five-pointed star, all on the front page. There's Jose Bove. I showed you Jose Bove, I showed you with his peep. I just showed you. So that's the JB pillars, BJ, and he represents this, you know, the beta, the workers. '88, she was 88 years old, 88 constellations closing. Yeah, I mean, I literally, every single thing that I see in the newspapers every single day, I just can't, I see it all. And this is what I'm doing in my videos. I'm trying to show you, to see the rock. He's got the rock, picnic at Hanging Rock, Roche d'Or, my brother-in-law, Roche d'Or, the green giant. He's just brought out his book, Roche. He's called Roche. The chateau where Kate and William came to is called Roche, Chateau Roche, Rock, Roche. It's the stone in your head. It's the third eye. It's algol, from matter to spirits. Okay, so I can't shut this now. Let me try. Okay, I'm having to roll all the way down my page again because I shut and it shut, but read that. This was 6 days ago. Dans le Gers, the PDGs, Axis Masculine, Pierre, Paul et Jacques. Read that. What's that? Yeah, okay. That's the film I showed you. We've done quite a lot. I've managed to do quite a lot. The new moon, 11-1, was in Sagittarius, Valentine, D'Artagnan, Pluto in Capricorn, Saturn in Aquarius, Jupiter in Aries, Uranus still retro, on Algol, Aries soon to enter Taurus, the throne of God, and there is your X, marks the spot. There is the thalamus, the lamb, the third eye. It's right there. Jim Morrison, The Doors, and then we see this post that's just come out. I say I can't keep up. There, Jim Morrison, there. This is marking. It's just marking. And so I wrote this on the 13th of January. Skull and Bones, the X. Old X shape, mysterious X gallery reveals its secret in powerful telescope. Well, there. The optic nerve, the third eye, the two eyes, the third eye, and it's also our chromosomes. It's the X marks the spot of the DNA, tribe of Dan, this 13th sign, the bull of the eye, the ball of the eye. D'Artagnan, the throne of God. Okay, so again, I'm going to have to start at the beginning and go back down. Oh, it let me here. Wonderful. Ley lines, the Eye of Horus. That's all it is. There's the X within the eye, the ball. This is when my grandchildren were here. We had this wonderful, all these deer that came in front of the window in the mist. And one day we went to the forest. You know, their father died on the 1st of October, and that was the day they started cutting down our forest. And we went on the 10th of January, so 1/10/10/1, the two corners, and I shouted out with the boys to their father, "Hi Matt, we love you, send us a sign." And at the end of our time in the forest, I was getting the car because one of the boys had put his boot in the water, so I was just walking up to get the car so he didn't have to walk with a wet foot. And when I came back, the boys said that the pig from The Lion King ran past them. So I mean, how rare is that? A wild boar ran in front of them, and their father had Saturn in Leo. He had Mars on Spiker, or Mercury on Spiker, I can't remember, and that was why they started to cut down the forest where we were as him on that the 1st of October, the day he died. and we had shouted out, please send us a sign, an animal, a wild animal, and there they got their wild boar, and I wasn't with them, just for the boys, their father. So we had a lot of beautiful messages when they were here. We had a lot of amazing things. I did a lot of tarot with my daughter, which was great. That was a picture my daughter painted. We went back to, my daughter was with me in 2012 when I bought my old house. Saturn rules Twin Peaks. What's that about? So yeah, it's talking about what's going on now. Cancer, Cardinal, White Water, masculine axis, Aquarius, Saturn, opposite Leo, Sun, fixed father, air, father, Sun, and Saturn, Moon, Capricorn, feminine axis, Cardinal. So you've got on the fixed cross, Aquarius, Saturn, opposite Leo, Sun, and on the feminine axis, you've got Saturn ruling Capricorn, opposite Moon ruling Cancer. Very important. Janus. That's why in the Rocky Horror Show you've got, it's the Janus, it's the coin, it's the two sides. Read that. I'll put it all in my You Are the Tree of Life. This is all the Depardieu, Carole Bouquet, CB coming up, speaking up for her Gérald Depardieu. And this is Gabrielle, the new, on the 10th of January. So again, that 10-1 day, the jeunesse d'air, the young Mercury rising, making Mercury taking the place of Saturn, making Mercury the young man. So he's openly homosexual, which is just all part of this androgynous Mercury taking the place, the bipolar Mercury taking the place of the androgynous Saturn. These are the, this is the the twins making that Castor into a feminine energy when it's the two boys. So a lot I will have written here. Boom, boom. You can go and see all that. I'm explaining. I'll put it in my newsletter, but we do not have time. So just as Mercury was right on Ophiuchus, we had Mercury on Ophiuchus rising up that gap gods. We have got Attal, and I just showed you it's the same surname as Eve Attal, the husband to Gainsbourg's daughter, Charlotte. So we've got this new PM, Prime Minister Gabrielle. This is bringing up Ophiuchus. There we go. Gabrielle, the Star of Bethlehem, the true merging of the cross. The Star of Bethlehem we had in 2020. We had Saturn and Jupiter, the true merging. Ophiuchus. Right, so all these important things they have brought up, this young Mercury, the Sun, the Dauphin, this Attal, the jeunesse d'air. Impacts, gifts of guidance in creating your spiritual life, the revelation of your life plan and purpose, joy and fulfillment, preparation for your ascension, sense of holiness. He provides assistance with establishing discipline and order in your life. So you've got to get past Gabrielle to come into Capricorn. So all these, so serving as Prime Minister on the 9th of January, that was Catherine's birthday. Kate's, it's her birthday. So everything is connected. This is why it's always such a big thing to bring you all these little connections. You can still see Ophiuchus in the night sky between Scorpio and Sagittarius. It's exactly where Mercury was retrograde over the winter solstice, the 21st of the 12th. So I hope that you can put all that together, because I am exhausted trying to explain it every time, and I know that only a few of you will get it. But basically, it's an inner journey. That's why it's difficult for me to bring it out to you, because I can see it and feel it all within. I'm going to end this video now. We've got the full moon on the 25th, the new moon in Capricorn on the 9th, and hopefully I will be back in a routine now. It really was a big thing for me to go to England for a week, to have my daughter here for 10 days, because I normally pace myself between running my house, my animals, my work, and if I have all that time taken away, the catch up is really difficult. But I'm so grateful for the work coming in. I do need to keep working all the time, and now that I've very kindly, somebody who booked a reading this afternoon has let me push her to tomorrow. It's normally my day off on a Wednesday, so that I could bring out this video, and I will spend today and tonight doing my newsletter. So please subscribe. Please be imaginative in the bookings. You can still, the offer remains until the 31st of January. So, and then I will continue doing offers after that. So I must create an offer for all of you who have, you know, who are faithful clients. That's the next thing for me to do. There should be a code for you. I'll do that for my next newsletter. And hopefully I'm back to a routine now where I will be coming back to you without having so much to say, which I find, you know, I am slightly autistic. It is always a big thing for me to bring out a lot of information. Okay, my darlings, I love you very much, and just feel this beautiful energy. As bad as it may feel it's getting, it is absolutely beautiful. As long as you're focused, centered on the true central energy of who you are, nothing bad can happen to you. You just have to keep focused on your purpose, and that's what I'm here to do, to help you find that and to accept who you are. Okay, bye for now.